Welcome back to Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit. I forgot to level everyone else up. Mycroft? Say the line, Mycroft. Priest spells and mage spells. Let's visit Pyrog. So let me double check exactly what the goals here are. Pyrog's papers. Rita is a sage in Patrick's tower. She is tasked to find powerful magical knowledge and bring it to the tower library. Other forces are acting to find or destroy such works, so she must act fast. The dragon Pyrog owns some magical tomes full of powerful knowledge. Should you find those papers, you can bring them to Rita. And then there's also... Wasn't there another? Pyrog's knowledge. You need a sage named Evis in the freehold of Kios. She's trying to gain magical knowledge to help her to defend the freehold. She told you of a cruel dragon named Pyrog whose lair is located not far away. She believes that Pyrog is a tome of considerable magical value, and she will reward you if you can bring it to her. Kios is a Empire stand-in, so I'm going to stop helping them. To the north are a series of tiers, accessible by stone staircases. The odor of sulfur hangs heavy in the air. The stone floor has been scarred by enormous claws. You're entering the home of one of Avernum's dragons. The stone tiers are littered with tribute. Small gifts brought to the dragon in return for its favor, or its mercy. The dragon guards them jealously. An enormous red-green reptile looms up before you. Sulfur smoke pours from her mouth. She looks down at you with an unnerving mix of amusement and hunger. A large key hangs from a chain around her neck. She speaks in a deep voice, hypnotic and malicious. I am Pyrog. I am a dragon. I take offerings and spare those who bring them. I slay according to my whim. What kind of dragon are you? I am the only one of my kind in the underworld who knows her own true strength, and I will use it. My siblings are fools. I give dragons an example to follow through my treatment of any adventurer I meet. Why are you in the underworld? Because the humans of the Empire swarm against us. Their ascendance is short-lived. One day I and my spawn will return to the surface, and we will grow slow and fat from gorging upon them. Who are your siblings? Decrepit Motrax, cowardly Athron, and the other two fools. I will lord over these caves one day, and they will grovel before me. Tell me more about your siblings. No, they would deal with humans as equals, and the mention of their names leaves a vile taste in my mouth. I will discuss this no more. Tell me about your lair. She smiles at you. This is my place of power. Here, if I decide to devour someone, I do. It is my right, given to me by my might. Giants serve me and give me tribute, so I spare them. I give no such mercy to adventurers. Why do you have giant servants? Strong, worthy of respect, and useful as well. I'm an adventurer. So you are. Are you ready to do battle with me? You wish to fight me. I can see it in your eyes. I don't want to fight you, actually. Pyrog weighs whether to battle you. It's a narrow thing, but she feels that fighting you isn't worth the risk of injury. I thought you would back down. Cowards, you miserable mewling creature. Away from me. Out of my sight. You disgust me. Let's not talk about accidentally casting Return Life and wasting a bunch of energy. Fight you right now. Excellent. To arms, my pets. A gift has come to us. The dragon lurches forward, spouting flame. You start with War Chant, Shield Chant, Spine Shield. So pre-buffing is entirely fair. Pyrog lurches off of her pedestal and lunges toward you, smoke and fire pouring from her mouth. Her giant guards start to advance, but she motions them back with a gesture. I can deal with these pests myself. Pyrog is driven back by the relentlessness of your attacks. She makes a small motion with her claws, seeming to signal several of her giant guardians step forward. Fear is annoying. Potion, and honestly, I wanted to keep attacking Pyrog. If there's a chance for a Rod of Alacrity, it's now. I want to go all in on this. Spine Shield. Actually, I would rather have Ward of Thoughts than Ward of Elements. Speed Burst. I don't know why items aren't showing their name. Thank you. Battle Crystal. I have no fear of you. Your arrogance infuriates a mighty beast, and you'll learn humility, fools. Now, let's wreck shop. Okay, the spines are pretty bad. Can deal with these pests, then signal. You summon a Pustulent Zombie, which means you're not actually fearing anyone. I was genuinely like, should I heal potion? Nah, it'll be fine. Battle Crystal. It handles both Spine Shield and Speed Burst. So you actually have nothing to do. You have War Chant, you have Haste, which stacks with War Chant. Alright. Right. That was War Chant, not Battle Frenzy. I'll fix that next turn. That does a lot in one turn, and I get a turn without the signaling. So you use... Right, that's Spine Shield and Regen, so you still need to Speed Burst. Item cost 5, not 3, damn. I mean, you might as well use Crystalline Wand before attacking, right? Actually, yeah, you should take out the ad. Now you're signaling the guard. Big hit on her. Go ahead and take you out. Heal everyone, and then lightning spray up there to take out 2 of those ads. I thought that was going to hit the Hellhound. Crystal Wand, specifically to take out that. Fuck off. Alright. Can I acid you? That would be nice. Oh, and your spine shield has worn off. Well, I did acid you. Let's see. Let's throw down days, maybe get one of those two. Failed to do that. Owl of Terror? Oh, it actually got the... Oh. Pyro looks like she's starting to regret this battle, but she's far too proud to back down. The rest of her guardians advance upon you. It's not expecting Cordelia to deal with the Terrified, but I mean, it got some of the regular cave giants. What do I want you to do? I want you to Power Lash. Big attack here. 2. Guess just go for the damage on her. Need to heal everyone, absolutely. And you're terrified for 2 turns, so I'm going to Unshackle Mind. What's that? Like, the longer this fight goes, the worse it is. So that's the nature of a fight that uses this many buffs. Honestly, pop another Power Lash. That did a lot to a lot of them. Throw protection back up because it should have granted regen. I don't know what happened there, honestly. Bring that crystalline wand that way. Finish that one off. Okay, you finish Pyrog off. Obtain an item, Diamond Key. With a final blow, Pyrog's mighty body finally gives in. Even a dragon, the mightiest of creatures, can only take so much punishment. A lifespan measured in centuries comes to an end. You take the key from around the creature's neck. Up close, you see it's made of raw iron with a dragon head at one end. The eyes of the dragon head are small diamonds. Okay. Return life. And now we can start cleaning up. And cleaning up should hopefully not be too difficult. Pyrog herself was honestly doing most of the damage, I think. You really don't have a burst spell, do you? I guess I can go for Divine Fire now that the Fire Dragon is dead. You are still on melee, that was a mistake. But it's just a slinger, so it's probably not going to swing back. Oh, it is, and pretty hard. Metal earned, Dragon Slayer. Yeah, the Diviner came in a little late. You can just heal yourself. Just finish that guy off. Well, that's a pretty significant accomplishment. Open chest is left on the floor here, waiting for offerings to the dragons. Currently empty. It's currently empty. Well, we've got a couple wings to explore now. I guess it makes sense the place is still going to have a bunch of giants in it, but... Are they? They might be. Surrounded by piles of giant and ogre foods, frozen solid by the worms penned up here, there are 3 bodies, 1 goblin and 2 human, gathered from nearby settlements by the giants. Innocent victims murdered by the giants for the dragon's benefit. I mean, they're like food. Don't see it as like murdering the cave cow. Guess this is the giant's altar. Okay, it's just a skull pile. Ruby necklace. Let's see, level you up. I'm going to give you free skill spells just to give you a point of arcane ward to make that a little easier for me. There's an enormous locked gate here decorated with a wrought iron dragon. Try the key took from Pyrog immediately. It opens the lock easily. We got in here. Dragon's Horde. That's a trap. It wasn't. It was just like saying, "Hey, there's gonna be demons." I don't know why I started saying it so southernly. Leathery ward beast, fiery ward beast. These ward beasts are very tanky. Which is an interesting choice given you have to beat a boss to get in here. That was F1, not F5. Heal you up. Ow. Don't do that. Okay, the fiery one is significantly less tanky, to be fair. Snare wand. First expedition boots. Just very solid, tanky boots. You should actually take those. Cavewood longbow. Out of core. This side arbitrarily requires the dispel barrier. Let me guess, I need 3 to get in there. There's a thick book on this pedestal bound in Drake's skin. You flip through it and find that is a textbook on magical techniques. It was written by and for humans, but Pyrog's claws left many tiny holes in the pages as she read it. Though the rituals and formulae within are too esoteric to help you, such a book is extremely valuable. There are probably many people who would pay you very well for it. Yoink. Oh, I can actually get that stuff. It is a mandrake root, gray mold, and a scroll of recovery. Oh, I missed that box in the middle. Ability elixir. Oh, it's an elixir, not a potion. And a return life score. Alright. Well, that is Pyrog's Lair done. Might as well go turn this in at the Tower of Magi. The Lair of Pyrog the Mighty no longer. Kios doesn't have a portal pylon. So back to Barca. I see that tunnel. Probably leads to whatever this is. Find a small placid pool fed by a tiny creek. You can see your reflection quite clearly in it. Look in the water. First you see only your reflection, then the image starts to shift. Slowly at first, then faster. You start seeing the cave you're in, then your surroundings for miles in any direction. Then you see your reflections again. These moments of radically changed perspective were very informative. You feel you know much more about the caves you're in. Oh, cave lore. Not what I expected. See, and I'm looking for... Who was it? Oh, she's in Patrick's. Fastest way to get to Patrick's would be... Darman, I guess, or Almaria. A little surprised he doesn't have a portal pylon of his own. Let's see, Rita was in the library. You have Pyrog's tome. She takes a book, flips through it, and nods. Very nice. Powerful knowledge. Certainly something we Avernites can use to defend ourselves. She takes the book away and secures it in a case. She fetches a pouch of coins and a scroll. A humble reward, but it is all we can manage. For your efforts, Avernum thanks you. She feels the deep satisfaction of one who has done a good deed. Scroll of Power Lash. Partial refund. Are there any other papers I can hunt for? When the first expedition first explored Avernum, they found the lair of a lich named Drath. The exact details of the encounter are unknown, but the most likely outcome was their fleeing in terror. Such a lich always has spell books. Avernum could use them, and we would pay what we can. I'd love to if I could get further in there. Here is Drath's lair. Alright. Well, regardless, that's another job ticked off the list. And another one added. Let's go ahead and check out Fort Spire. I can't imagine it's going to be too much there. Interestingly, they don't seem to suspect that you're bandits. They must have heard of you. See a large group of armored men and women. They're sitting around a bonfire by the road some distance away. They haven't noticed you. Approach and talk. You approach carefully, afraid of a bandit ambush. Then you see the people are wearing the insignia of the Avernum army. Once they get a good look at you, they're friendly enough. Still wary, you greet them. The commander tells you they're watching for bandits. She warns you that the bandits have several hideouts concealed around here. Thank her and depart. Yeah, I need to deal with another one, but, you know. Gazer beasts. Now, legally not behemoths. Anyway, Fort Spire, small fort. Tall man with long curly hair sits behind the counter. He is writing rapidly in a ledger, making extensive notes on the travelers and merchants who pass through this tower. He wears neat clothes with a frayed badge of office sewn into the shoulder. He rises to greet you when you enter. Or you of Avernum, eh? Bringing a prisoner through the abyss? I can see you aren't. I suppose you'll want to pass through then. I'm Bowman. I'll be assisting you. You need to check in before I can let you through. Looking for a mage who is being sent to the abyss. Know anything about it? I don't know anything about the prisoners. I take their names and check them in. That's all. You should ask the ward. She watches the cells. It's her job here. I'm the liaison for the Keep of the Spire. That's a fancy way of saying I greet visitors. The outpost is far too small to have a mayor or even a captain. Keep of the Spire? That's the official name, but everyone just calls it Fort Spire. What's the Spire? It's a pillar of stone you're standing on. The huge granite pillar coming from the pit below, upon which this building is built. I'm sure you saw it while crossing the bridge. Who do you normally greet? There are three sort of visitors. Prisoners headed for the abyss, merchants looking for valuable goods from the northern caves, adventurers crossing on some fool's errand. It's the abyss. That's what we call the huge cavern to the north, where we send all the violent misfits who don't belong in Avernum. I greet them, tell them what to expect, and brief them before they get sent on their way. So they get banished to Avernum, and then Avernum banishes them there. Ironic, isn't it? But necessary. Sometimes the Empire sends down a few hard cases to make our lives interesting. Murderers, pirates, worse. Criminals we don't want to execute are sent to the abyss. We don't have the resources to imprison them. Is it safe for me to go up there? No. The residents of the abyss aren't fond of Avernites. Voles, they call us. They'll deal with you, but they can be very dangerous. What's that badge? It shows that I'm the chief representative of the Avernum government at this fortress. I need to check in. He asks your name and writes it down in a ledger. He also writes down brief descriptions. Finally, he says, "Excellent. Now all I need to do is a quick search of your goods for forbidden contraband, and you can proceed. Go ahead and search." The search is very fast and professional. You open your bags, Bowman peeks inside and nods approvingly. Then he makes a short note in his ledger. All right, free to enter the abyss up to the gate to the east. The guard will let you through. Good luck to you. Any jobs that need doing around here? Yes, you seemed well enough known that I can tell you. There's a hidden bandit lair southeast of here, between here and Fort Saffron. I've been authorized to give a bounty of 500 coins to whoever slays their chieftain. Bounty remains uncollected. Ridding the Great Cave Abyss route of their assault would be greatly appreciated. The southeast? Yes, in the side tunnels. We would have wiped them out by now, but the fact that all of the Great Cave's excess soldiers are defending against the Slip Menace, I've taken care of that. Any other bandit lairs around? Yes, there was one to the southwest, but the rogues within there were attacked and slaughtered by a roving band of monsters. As said, monsters have been keeping to themselves, we've been leaving them alone in turn. Killed the leader of a bandit group to the southeast? Did you? That would explain the drop-off in bandit attacks recently. Well done. He leaves the room and returns with a sack of silver coins. Thank you for your help. The merchants of the Great Cave will owe you a considerable debt. Ward Allison. A thin woman with reddish blonde hair peers through a narrow barred window. Occasionally, she shifts uncomfortably in her armor. She says, "I'm Ward Allison. You don't look like a prisoner. Abyss-bound, are you? Best of luck." What are you doing? Well, I'm in charge of the keep, but we're short-handed, so I pull shifts watching the portcullis. Tell me about this keep. The Keep of the Spire. An impressive piece of work, no? It's the main barrier between us and the reprobates of the Abyss. Reprobates? Harsh. What's the Abyss? It's the prison of Avernum. Here they have 2 towns there. They can do what they want as long as they stay away from us. Tell me about the first town. That would be Spire, not to be confused with Fort Spire. It's an ugly place. Brigands, blood sports, vicious, nasty mayor. Watch your back in there. Tell me about the second town. Varga. Don't know much about it. All I know is they they fight a lot of giants, and that some people there seem to be halfway decent. Only halfway, mind you. Something wrong with your armor? All the parts are too small except for the parts that are too big. All of our armor is cobbled together from passed down parts. It's been worn by at least 5 Avernite soldiers before me. How do you know? She smiles and shows you the right side of her breastplate. A column of 5 names has been scratched into it. Tradition out here. When we're honored with a breastplate, we mark it. Looking for a mage who's being sent to the Abyss. Know anything about it? She laughs. You must mean Ashworth, that crazy sod. He's an odd case. He's locked upstairs. An odd case? He's being sent to the Abyss because he's powerful and a little crazy. In other words, he's here because of what he might do, not because of what he's done. And yet, it doesn't seem right to me. That's why we've kept him here longer than usual. I'm waiting for word from the castle that he really should be banished. Can I see him? Yes, but only if you promise to take him off my hands. She winks. I'll have the gate open for you. Permission to pass through the fort? How do I get through the gate? Walk right up to the gate outside. We'll let you through. This I'm doing for Kios just because it seems to help everyone. Here's the upstairs. One lone man is being held in the upper cells. He wears the robes of a mage, so they plainly haven't been laundered for some time. He's sitting in the corner, muttering angrily to himself. He doesn't even notice you until you wave a hand in front of his face. Then he looks up at you with a start. What? What did you want? Have you decided where I'm to be taken yet? He sees that you don't know what he's talking about. I'm Ashworth. What are you doing here? Where else would I be? Nobody wants me around. They pass me from place to place. Nobody knows what to do with my power. Where were you before you came here? Formello? The Tower of Magi? Then Patrick's Tower? They decided to let the Abyss have me. They want you around. Because I'm powerful. Because my magical skills are great. But He seems confused. The right side of his face starts to twitch. All right. It takes him a moment to return to conversation. I hear things. I don't hide it. It's part of my strength. Nothing wrong with hearing things. What do you hear? Sounds. Music. Voices. Ideas. In my magical explorations, I've peered beyond the veil into infinite space. It has purified me, increased my knowledge. But others, they're jealous. What do others think of your voices? They're jealous and afraid. My power, my sing beyond it. I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. You'll only mock me. You have not gazed naked at the infinite. You don't understand. Can you teach me magic? I only share my great knowledge with those who have been seen into the great infinite, been burned, purified by it. I may have found employment for you. Suddenly, he seems interested. Really? Someone who will use and respect my power? I'm intrigued. I have much I would share with them. Tell me more. Freehold of Kios is looking for mages to aid in its defense. You describe Kios and his freehold. Ashworth, not Ashford, listens with rapt attention. Then he's quiet for a moment. His head is tilted to one side as if he's hearing something you can't. He nods slowly. Then he says, You are correct. He rises, and without even a word of farewell, he walks out of the cell. Odd fellow. Hall. There's a small, balding man with a lined face and cold eyes held in the cell. He glares at you. Does not seem like the most trustworthy fellow. Come to gawk at me, he sneers. Get a good look. I'll be free of you voles soon enough. Are you locked up? I'm being sent to the Abyss by the voles, and they don't want me to escape. How did you end up here? On the surface world, I was an official, powerful, and high in rank. Then a rival outmaneuvers me and gets me sent down here, and the slugs down here have no sense at all. Outmaneuvers you? They planted evidence of sedition in my offices. I was lucky to escape with my life. Slugs or the pale voles like yourself, people who had nothing to offer up above. I'm not like you at all. Makes it think we have no sense. I was in the running to be mayor of Almaria. I try a few minor maneuvers, things that would have been considered perfectly normal in the world above, and they get all self-righteous and send me down here. Things I could have done for them. The worms, spits in disgust. Called me a vole? That's what we Abyss folk call the people of Avernum. Voles. Quiet, placid, content to hide in their holes. Not all of us are content to hide. And you stay in Avernum, that makes you a fool, which is even worse. Reynold. There's a man with a sour expression sitting at the table. He's drinking ale at a remarkable rate. A symbol hangs from a chain around his neck. He motions for you to sit across from him, though he would plainly prefer to be alone. So what brings you here? A former missionary. He stresses the word former. Tell me about your faith. Why? So you can mock it so all the others did? I follow the path of the true way and will do so until I die. Missionary from where? I just came from the abyss, trying to bring some of their less horrible souls to a more peaceful state when I suffered the fate of the holy. What fate is that? The derision of those who live far from grace. Could be worse, of course. Could have killed me. Sighs and drinks. Anyway, I failed and fled. Now I'm going to the castle. What interesting things have you heard in the abyss? Not much. There are 2 towns, Spire and Barga. Barga's to the north, and they're busy fighting off giants, doing much better than you would expect. They have some fierce fighters there. That's all I know. Now, excuse me, I have a bit more work to do before I move on. He walks off to refill his mug. Might as well take the ales where I can. Wendy, a woman in chainmail, sits watching through the barred window. She nods at you, happy to have company. I'm Wendy. Hi. To get through the gate. You approach from the south and enter the tower. Then you get permission from Bowman. But if someone approaches from the north, they don't get to come through unless they're already on our list. If they aren't on it, that means they're probably infiltrators from the abyss. What have you been fighting lately? Not much. We've been bored, mostly. Watching the people who go through, making sure only those who should return can. It's tedious work. I'd much rather be working on my hobby. Really? What's your hobby? She smiles coyly. Weaponry. I collect blades. As a matter of fact, at the moment, I'm looking for a scimitar. She looks at you as if she's expecting you to say something. Icarus. She looks around nervously and pulls you close. I don't have much to tell you. Erica lives in her tower down the long passage to the west of Spire, and then across the river. She's our greatest ally, but her defenses are fierce. She contacts us, and she doesn't want to get contacted. If you want her help, you have to get to her. Let's hear you describe Erica. Erica Redmark, the greatest wizard in Avernum and greatest foe of the Empire. I think you can aid us by speaking with her. Get to her as fast as you can. How can I get to her? You need a boat that can reach the waters of northern Avernum. That's a tall order, though. Maybe you can steal one from the giants. They live east of the abyss. Hey, so my intuition was correct on that front. Tell your name to the guard on the other side of the narrow barred window. After a few moments, the portcullis slides open. Your way to the abyss is open. Ah, that's Scaragath there. Alright then. We've defeated Pyrog. We have basically been told, hey, do the giant castle and you'll be able to get to Erica. So, next time... Turn the wheel. What are you trying to do, you idiot? Let the giants in and kill us all? More guards run up and get shouted at a lot. Well, just that. The giant castle. See you guys then.